Safety. Now sure, a lot of it's just common sense, and many of you will already know much of what we'll cover here. But when it comes to safe practices in the workplace, when using air guns powered by compressed air for cleaning, it never hurts to hear it again. What you don't know can hurt you. Being safe doesn't happen by accident. It requires everyone to think about protection, prevention, and precaution. Now look, you want to avoid injuries, and your company wants you to be safe. No one wins when you're hurt and out of work. Compressed air, when used for industrial cleaning, is a powerful utility. We see it in use every day in a variety of applications. Besides being fast and effective, cleaning with compressed air can be done while machinery is running and where shutting down might not be an option. In addition, workers can clean off surfaces or dangerous equipment from a safe distance away. Now, when using air guns, standard operating procedure is to always wear safety glasses and hearing protection. However, many companies do not fully understand the OSHA standards that govern the use of compressed air for cleaning. So let's take a look at these OSHA standards and the three main safety concerns that they address: excessive air pressure, protection against flying chips, and excessive noise. OSHA requires that if a safety airgun nozzle is dead-ended, the static pressure at the point of blockage can be no more than 30 pounds per square inch. Now, the purpose of this standard is to prevent injuries or even death. But how could that happen? Say you stop the airflow with your hand, or someone accidentally shoots you with the gun in such a way that the tool is dead-ended. If the static air pressure is below 30 psi, there is virtually no health hazard. But with a normal factory operating pressure of 80 to 120 psi, this could be life-threatening. At these operating pressures, air can enter the body through a cut or penetrate the skin and cause serious soft tissue damage. This can be very painful and even lead to amputation. Discharged compressed air can also easily rupture internal organs if introduced into body orifices. There are two ways to comply with this standard. One option is to lower the line pressure below 30 psi before it reaches the gun. Some users mistakenly think that this is the only acceptable method of compliance. But lower air pressure also significantly reduces performance and productivity. Fortunately, there is a better option. Use a safety air gun with a specially designed nozzle tip like this model from GuardAir. These safety air guns limit the static pressure below 30 psi if they become blocked, while still maintaining the higher performance of normal operating pressure. When workers use an air gun to clean off debris in close quarters, they can be subjected to chip flyback, which is the tendency of loose particles or chips to fly back into the operator's face, eyes, or skin, potentially causing injuries. So to prevent this, OSHA requires some form of chip guarding, such as screens or barriers. There are also safety air guns which are designed with nozzles that divert a small portion of air to form a protective cone around the nozzle, reducing or even eliminating flyback. While air cone nozzles are usually effective for protecting the operator, use common sense, evaluate the situation, and continue to rely on eye protection and other safety devices as needed. Excessive noise in the workplace can be harmful. Noise exposure is cumulative, so OSHA has developed permissible daily noise exposure guidelines based on the level of sound and how long workers are exposed to it. Though there are no specific requirements regarding noise produced by air guns in areas where noise levels may be a concern, low noise safety air guns may be an important component in achieving noise compliance. What's at stake with these standards? Obviously, worker safety is the primary concern, but failure to comply can be very costly. Statistics show that virtually every business OSHA inspects in a given year is cited for at least one violation. Of course, OSHA won't inspect every business, but there are costs associated with non-compliance beyond the fines. On-the-job injuries result in lost productivity, higher workers' compensation expenses, and lost revenue. Not to mention costs from litigation should employees become injured using non-compliant tools. When choosing a safety air gun, it's important to remember the OSHA standards. You must select guns that limit static pressure below 30 psi when blocked. For close-in work, you should choose a gun that helps prevent chip flyback. And where noise levels may be an issue, consider a low-noise air gun. In addition, there are a number of product features that will ensure your air guns are used as efficiently and effectively as possible. That includes the ergonomics of the tool. Does it fit the hand? Is it comfortable to use? Is it designed to eliminate repetitive motion and carpal tunnel injuries? Where maximum cleaning power is important, consider a safety air gun with a thrust-enhancing nozzle. Because compressed air is expensive, you might consider a safety air gun that consumes a minimal amount of air while still providing enough thrust for a given job. When your application requires adjustable airflow, select a gun featuring an air volume control. Use adaptive nozzles for special applications such as blind holes or extended reach guns for inaccessible and hard to reach areas. Bottom line, when it comes to safety air guns, one size definitely does not fit every job. That's why GuardAir offers such a diverse line of products, all OSHA compliant, all made to meet the highest standards for quality and performance. And finally, let's review some guidelines that reinforce safe operating practices. Before working with safety air guns, make sure you're wearing appropriate protective equipment, including safety glasses and earplugs. Inspect the components of the compressed air system and verify that they're all in proper working order. Make sure the connectors you're using are compatible and that they fit together properly and tightly. Inspect the gun and verify that nothing is lodged in the barrel that could become a projectile when the trigger is pulled. Ideally, depressurize the airline before connecting your tool, then repressurize after connecting. Consider your work area and determine where debris will go while you're working, taking care to direct it in a safe direction. Do not use compressed air to clean yourself or your clothing. Not only can the air itself penetrate your skin, but the force of the air can dislodge particles that can be very hazardous. Instead, consider a tool specifically designed for this purpose. Do not engage in horseplay. Never point a safety air gun at anyone, even as a joke. Do not tamper with or modify safety air guns in any way. Modifications may render the tool non-compliant while at the same time reducing its effectiveness. This includes covering the ports on the Venturi nozzle. Many users mistakenly believe that this creates more air pressure and power, while in fact the opposite is true. And beware of homemade devices, as they most certainly will not comply with OSHA standards. When finished, store your air gun properly out of harm's way. And finally, always operate air guns in accordance with your facility's safety guidelines. And if you observe unsafe conditions or practices, notify your supervisor immediately. There's simply too much at stake, including your health and well-being. So remember, when it comes to safety, think GuardAir. Thanks for watching, and visit our website for more information.